Good evening. For Poland Daily, I'm Phil Goss. Poles, like many others, are tired of the coronavirus pandemic and the lockdown regime enforced through January 17th. To add insult to injury, some celebrities and politicians have skipped the line and received vaccinations out of turn. The recent vaccine scandal met with public consternation. During Phase 0 of the vaccination program, priority was supposed to be given to healthcare workers, a group particularly vulnerable to the virus. Several artists and celebrities were vaccinated out of turn, among them actor Wiktor Zborowski, comedian and director Krzysztof Materna, actress Krystyna Janda, media mogul Edward Miszczak, and former Prime Minister and current member of the European Parliament Leszek Miller. People like Leszek Miller, Edward Miszczak, and the actors mentioned never stood in line in their lives. We as a society are committed to such broadly understood equality and social justice. Those people could have been advocates for a good cause and ambassadors of a very important process, but they took on a completely different role. Celebrities claim that they were misled, but now say that it was simply a campaign to promote the vaccination program. Columnist Wiktor Zborowski has more. On the one hand, they say that they were supposed to be vaccination ambassadors, tasked by the Chancellor of the Medical University of Warsaw. On the other hand, they hide names of those who were to be ambassadors. These arguments are absolutely contradictory. To me, it shows that someone here is not telling the truth. Sociologist Dr. Krzysztof Materna thinks that the actors are less than forthcoming. The situation is hilarious as soon as you realize that perhaps some medical staff didn't get their vaccinations. Maybe someone is waiting for the vaccinations, and instead we have actors who every hour paint a different picture. Politicians also give conflicting statements about the issue. Some politicians, such as parliamentarian Robert Kropiwnicki, said that hospitals should have their own vaccination pool to be allocated as they please, for example, to sponsors. In response, the Medical University of Warsaw said it had established an internal committee headed by Professor Roman Smolarczyk to investigate the matter. Professor Zbigniew Gaciąg, rector of the University of Warsaw, maintains he did not know anything about the vaccination program. Virologist Włodzimierz Gut, who comments on the pandemic in Polish media, questions the need to form a commission. I would rather use the scandal as some kind of advertisement, suggesting that the vaccine is a wanted product, so it pays off to fight for it. A committee will be counterproductive, but that's another story. So far, over 300,000 doses of the coronavirus vaccine developed by Pfizer have reached Poland. Nearly 48,000 people have been vaccinated. In order to encourage young people to spend their free time actively, the Polish Ministry of National Defense organized special online lectures conducted by Polish soldiers. The lectures will run from January 4th through January 17th. The lecture schedule was prepared for everyone who wants to train or exercise. Physical prowess is extremely important not only during the pandemic, but at all times. I hope these exercises will become a habit for these young people and that they'll continue to exercise even after the winter break is over. I would like to encourage everyone to participate. According to the Ministry of Health, the latest data regarding the coronavirus situation in Poland indicates a significant decrease in the number of confirmed new cases.
The Polish Ministry of Health reported 5,739 new COVID-19 infections and 61 new COVID-related deaths in the country in the last 24 hours. The Mazowieckie province reported the largest number of new infections at 903 and the Świętokrzyskie province the lowest at 77.
New curbside parking prices in Warsaw go into effect starting January 4th. According to city officials, not only are prices changing, but also the times of day for paid parking.
Warsaw parking rates and fines for unpaid parking will increase, and will the times for paid parking. Warsaw residents will also pay more for term parking passes for second cars.
Almost the entire world celebrated the New Year on January 1st. How did people in Los Angeles celebrate New Year's Eve? And how did they say goodbye to the difficult year of 2020? Małgorzata Schultz has more.
Hollywood, Los Angeles is one of the best places to celebrate New Year's, especially after such a long and difficult 2020. Many people came here to celebrate hopefully better 2021.
New Year's was very quiet in the United States this year. New York ball drop on New Year's Eve at Times Square took place with just 100 people instead of the million-strong crowd that was there last year. The iconic New Year's Rose Bowl parade in Los Angeles was cancelled. Instead of a live 5-hour show of floats and marching bands, people watched online and television coverage of a 2.5-hour show complete with pre-recorded musical performances. Most people welcomed the new year at home with their families and friends.
From Los Angeles, for Poland Daily, Małgorzata Schulz.
For Poland Daily News, I'm Phil Goss. Good night.